Hi, it's skycat.live. How you doing? Aw, I love you guys. Hello. It is currently pone o'clock. No, I'm just kidding. It is 11/4/2023, otherwise known as a Saturday, November 4th, 2023. And we are playing some games today. We are playing some Rust, some Final Fantasy XI, and some World of Warcraft. That'll be a Rust zombie server. Final Fantasy XI Beastmaster, level 25. Got up pretty quick. And then a level 12, almost 13 rogue on the Defias Pillager server on the WoW Classic Hardcore. And I hope you like what you saw here today. Tune in tomorrow. I will be singing for 5 or 6 hours. Drunk, probably. I don't know. Yep, most likely drunk. Drunken singing. And come have yourself a good time. Here's some good music. And on that note, I'm looking forward to it. On that note, we're gonna get rid of the big old face and get to the small face. Activate. Nice. And let us unmute the sound, and we are ready to go. Okay, so off with this music for currently, and we'll go to this music for currently. Nope. There's a pig. I'm on my way out to buy a chest. Nice chest for my Beastmaster, and that'll be fun. And get because I've been wearing this chest for 8 levels, and I'm ready for a little longer. No, it has been 8 levels, yeah. We're gonna. Oh God, you put the wrong thing on too. Oh God, I'm glad I caught it there. What else did you do? Oh, my rings. Yeah, your stupid shit with the rings. That's so stupid. So do you have something else? I don't know. No, you have the right ones, but those things, yeah, they're pretty good. I don't know. I believe that is everything I need, yes, but I wish for... Well, yeah, I suppose I want to look at Axis first. Tomahawk +1, sitting at 9,000 for 24 damage. Yeah, definite upgrade, and I can... Well, I'll keep the Battle Axe for the BCNM. And speaking of which, I'll have to get an orb. Or a rusty pick, which is what, probably 1,000. Yeah, I want this Tomahawk +1. I was considering a chest upgrade, but I think I want the axe upgrade. It has more throughput. Some of the time I'm not tanking anyways, but I'm okay with the axe that I have. It has 21 damage, which isn't that much less than the Tomahawk +1. This rusty pick is a sound investment. I'm just going to buy it. And it's an upgrade for now. And in lieu of that, we'll go take a look at a body upgrade. Because, yeah, I've only got a certain amount of money to spend, like 8 grand or something. Yeah, looking at the chainmail, 16 grand. Beetle harness, 2 grand. And a shade harness, 19. 19 defense on the shade harness. It's 30 grand though. So the beetle harness with the evasion is actually really cheap, and it's good too. So that, I mean, it breaks me to do this. I don't know about breaking me to do this. I guess I could hang around and try to make some more money. Or I could just go try to loot my box. Maybe, I don't know. Let's look at my sales. I could crack those. There's really no reason to sell them, really. I will crack them right now. The Thunder Spirit, I wonder if I can just sell it. The Nosto Herring for 39, but the price has gone down. It's annoying. Yeah, so we'll go 35. We'll want to make our sales because they can tell I'm trying to sell and I don't care. Nosto Herring for... Oops, yeah. Nosto Herring for 3501. 3601. Yeah. We'll equip this rusty pick. Let's go. I didn't check the box before I left and I should have. New weapon is pretty cool. Need a new chest, but I need a little bit more money, and I'll buy that evasion chest piece that's got significantly more armor on it and evasion. Money is a problem. If I was going to kill for money, I would do Bogarts, because they do pay out. But anyways. It's currently... Oh, I can't see the time. There we go. 12. It's a good time to go out. Zombies. Don't have much. Looking for metal. Oh, yeah, I gotta feed the fern... yeah, I gotta feed the base. And yeah, wow, I should actually... Like, honestly, I don't have to do anything here. It's funny. I think I did it all already. Yep, look. Oh, yeah, look at that. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. 3 days. So, yeah, this guy's good. I could go out and run, like, the pylon to the road, or the 2 pylons. I kind of did this to run the pylons, I guess. I'll run the pylon. That takes no time, and get me some loot. I had a visitor, huh? Oh my god, what was that? He just ran through the twig, huh? Alright. Well. 25 minutes, huh? Alright, well. That's alright. Fucking annoying. Die, fuckers. Fucking idiot. It could look better. I think I do want to try the DLSS and see if it eats the other frames too badly. For max quality. Yeah, because and then how does that do for this? Yep, I keep my solid frames. Yeah, better. I like DLSS. It's a step in the right way. Nice free bow. What's up, number 2? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm out running some pylons. Nice, a free suppressor. Nice Saturday. Got lunch with your mom. Oh, nice. That's good. Good to see family. Yeah, I didn't see my family today, but I do usually. I woke up today. I had thrown my back out, and it took me a while to upload 14 hours worth of videos. So I didn't get on as early as I normally do today. And I just laid in bed for 45 minutes. It was so nice with a heating pad. And I just relaxed my lower back, and the spasms went away. Thank God. Because it hurts so bad. Yeah, this is the right pylon. Here we go. I missed what you said. I'm sorry, the chat thing isn't on the right screen there. How's the white been? Oh, good. It's doing great. Somebody came to visit my base and left twig. Other than that, it's good. You know, I got killed yesterday by somebody with a water pipe point blank, which usually doesn't happen to me. Name was nope, not even on the list anymore. I don't know, something really shitty. I can't remember the name. Yeah, it's a new map. It's always a new map, yeah. Always a new map every month. Rust is procedural. It never stays the same ever. There's only one server in Rust that stays the same, and they got rid of it. It was called Happus. Otherwise, you have either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly wipe. That's it. You know, there's no such thing as a year-long wipe. What's that? Oh God, you scared me. Yeah. So yeah, like Rust is entirely procedurally generated. Yeah, it's now if I wanted to, no, even then, even if you, I think if you have your own server, you can keep it. But every month you still have to update the server, which I believe makes your I think yeah, like private servers can have a server that never wipes. I believe that's no problem. I've actually considered doing it. I wonder what it would be like to turn a Rust world into my own fiefdom. But I mean, why do that when I have this? Because it's like he does all the work. It's a lot of work to do server admin in your own server, and I've done it. It's right on stream. I've done it. I built my own Rust server on stream, and then like, you know, like populated it and try to put zombies on it, and it's harder than it looks. It's I mean, sorry, it's not harder than it looks. It's actually not very hard, but it's like it's annoying to load the server each and every time that you have a change and all this stuff. It's pretty annoying. But in it's technical, and you can do. And I did it, But my issue was I couldn't get the right plugins in the right combination to produce DayZ out of Rust like he's done. It's actually tricky to get the zombies to act like how he's got them to act. I want his files. I've offered to buy them before, and he won't respond to it. I asked him. I was like, I can't get away from harassment on your server. Can I buy your server set if I sign an NDA and promise not to take your work? And all I want to do is create a streamer server where I'm not harassed by the shithead all day. And he was like, trust me, I feel for you, but I'm not going to do that. This is my baby. And I was like, that's okay. You know, I made the offer. I didn't think he would take it. I just, so, or I would take it on the road, and I would make my own server, and I would be my own admin. And, and I would be on my own server, and people can come on my server if they want. But I warn them, I'll kick you at the slightest whiff of any negativity at all. You can't touch my base and all this stuff. Yeah, I would definitely be a corrupt. If I, as a streamer, I would be a very corrupt server runner. So I prefer that he does it so I can just play by his rules. Otherwise, I would go live with my own show. That's what they all do too. They all go live with their own show. Stevie, all the fucking Blueprint, all the big Rust streamers and stuff. I can't even remember their fucking names. They all have their own servers. And I would go that route, but the difference is they're maining Rust. I'm not, so I don't feel I need to do that work. It's not a joy. It's not a joy to me to do it. It's a hassle to do all that server admin and all the commands and all the plugins and the add-ons. I'm good at it, and I do it for my own games, but I don't want to be a server admin. I don't want to be a GM. It takes me away from my work and stuff. So now I just play by other people's rule sets, and they can come see my house if they want. And I mean, I obviously can play on this server a little bit easier than most people can. So I try to keep it humble and not be corrupt about it. For a long time, I thought the only way I was going to be able to play Rust was on my own server because the harassment was daily. But I still would rather deal with and it was I had to kill my own shadow a lot of the time. The guy would just appear. I feel like he did it to me yesterday. They appear right in front of you or right behind you and just cap you with whatever weapon they got off the street. And for many months, he wouldn't even rob me. He would just show up, cap me by using a rat tunnel, and then he wouldn't even rob me. And so, and at that point, I think part of that rationale is I'm not supposed to report, but I reported 200 or so accounts that got banned, and that at $7 a piece. I mean, he's probably stealing them, but I mean, still, he's getting those accounts from somewhere, and over and over and over again, I got him banned, and every day it was just relentless for a long time, and I realized that if I just was strong enough where none of that stuff bothered me anymore, my life would probably eventually just evolve and get better, and it has. And now, yesterday, he capped me and didn't rob me like usual, and that's how you know it's him, and he wants me to know it's him. And so I went back to my body, and sure enough, everything was there. And one of the things you understand after playing Rust for 5 years is, or whatever, 3 years is everybody robs you. So it's weird. It's some weird sick mind game when they do this. And I don't know. I sometimes it could be somebody who just doesn't want to rob you. And that plays with your head. And the whole thing is so toxic that I'd rather just I literally at that point I look at an outer strategy where I'm I don't need to worry about it. It never causes me pain. Like if they take the base, I just make a new one in 2 hours, which is honestly a pleasure. I don't, you know, and the vibes just aren't bad like they used to be. And often I'm looking at the world through the glass. And often for many months he would sit there on the outside and look in and just lick the windows because he knows I'll get him banned if he no clips through the wall. So, and they used to lick through the windows. There was 2 of them for a while. They used to sit outside the windows or the walls or whatever and just lick the windows like little pathetic children. And I got so used to it that now I'm kind of addicted to it. Watching them grovel like children. Watching them cheat to try to even reach me. Watching them have to deal with the zombies to try and reach me. It's all kind of a weird, sick fucking head phase I have where like my worst stalkers still can't really reach me. And it's kind of crazy because I'm inside my own head. And they can't reach me. It's kind of funny. So like I can do outer stuff with you and the content and the people and the video, but it doesn't, like in the end it's still sort of me living in my head. And so I dream up problems and then I dream up ways around them. And I tell myself that I created this problem for myself. And I'm on some crazy head trip, you know? And, you know, and I'm on some crazy head trip. I really am. So take that what you may of it. It's just weird. It's like I don't need the private server for my crazy head trip. I don't need it. Like, and then it's so weird. I think about it every day. I'm like, I think I'm dreaming up my own problems. And I think if I just wanted them to go away, they would. And now I'm trying to live off that theory, and it seems to be working. I think I dreamed up my own problems. And now I'm trying to like more than even worrying about somebody stalking me or killing me like they did yesterday. I'm far more worried about like did I cause this to myself? Now that seems weird how I did that. I mean, I don't mind it, but I do need to seal it. Oh, you gonna make this hard for me? Yeah, of course you are. God damn it. God damn it. Ah! Oh, you stupid game. I didn't want to do that. Damn it. Why do I have metal? Oh, well, it's okay. Man, I wish I could demolish now. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. No. No. Ah! What? No. I don't know. Can I get up in there? No, I might be able to. It's fucking hard. These jumps, I'm so sick of them. Ugh. Yeah, you, not the wall frame, man. What can I do to get around that? Oh, I know. There we go. No! God damn it, you ate an entire 25 high qual. You fucking asshole. Hate that. Yep. It's all there. Yep. So let's do this right. Yippers, and then I don't know. We'll do like a fucking there. Shit, I'm just gonna seal it. So I'm not really too interested. Really, not too interested in that. I wouldn't mind finishing it, you know? Yeah, why not just, like, fucking seal it up and use it as storage or whatever? I would just like to seal this motherfucker. Seal it entirely. Can I do that? Would you let me? Would you let me do that? No. Oh, my God. You let me seal this? No. Oh well. I mean, yeah, it's still good though. I mean, they can blow in there, but I mean, what's? I mean, at that point, they're gonna get in the base, no matter whether how they do it. They're gonna have to blow a lot. So whatever it is. I don't know. I think that's like, frankly, I wish I hadn't done that, but that's okay. And then, yeah. Like, frankly, I just want to seal this, honestly. I wish I could. Yeah. Like, but then I can't get out the door, I don't think, which is kind of a problem. To get in would be annoying. Well, 3 days. In a few minutes, this, 6 minutes, this kid will open up. I like being done with the server, but I don't wish to burn out on it. So I try to spend time off it if I can. I could run over to Airfield. It would kind of behoove me to run over to Airfield and see if if the crate's there. I don't want to bring a laptop with me if that's the case. Well, I do. I just want to bring a laptop. Yeah. And yeah, I'll take that too. And then, like, 3 pills and some. Am I starving to death? Yes. Cannibal. Alright, out the door we go. I'm straight to the barrel. Oh, you know, it wouldn't hurt. I don't know, could get capped at Airfield on a Saturday. Maybe I'll just keep it cheap for a minute. Keep it basic. If I lose a heavy scientist suit, I won't cry. Get my kit when I'm done and then log off Rust. Oops, I don't want you to AFK. Yeah. Zed's on the tarmac. Wait, did you turn it back off again? Is that what you did? I mean, what are the chances? Probably nothing. Do need to check for the crate. It's not here. I don't know where he's dropping it. It's got to be a train yard. But I mean, and the train yard's closed, but there wasn't one there last time I went. Could run. I mean, airfield isn't that good of a monument on zombie. He like nerfed all the crates here. There's like not too much here, honestly. There's barely enough. I think the road pays more than the airfield does. Did you not get that? Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess there could be a milk crate in the tower, but every time I've gone up there for the last, like, few times I've been to airfield, I don't find anything here. It's weird because there should be milk crates in the fucking towers, like, almost always. Yeah, see, like, airfield is a waste of time. It's one of the reasons why I built here, is I think people understand that, like, blue card is not a waste of time. Losing this laptop is. I better get the fuck out of here. It's a good base in respect that it's not where most people would build. I could run a launch, and the road around launch would be pretty good. Launch isn't that far from here. Yeah, I did the pylons. Pylons respawn pretty quick. There's the road. I guess I haven't done the road run. I suppose I could do a road run just to see where it goes. I wouldn't mind bringing back a heli, but I mean, I wouldn't use the heli if I had it. What am I going to do with the heli? I don't need it. So, yeah, I'm just going to run the kit and log, I think, actually. I believe my work is better done in other places. So, yeah, I feel safe here and it feels good. I don't need to sit here and log in and be here. I don't need to be here, no. So, yeah, good session of Rust, yeah. Oh, wait, no, I need to run the kit. Am I full? Yeah, I probably am full. Slash kit. Redeem slash kit. Redeem, and there's all of that. More scrap. 427, run that. I need these. There's something else that didn't need me to do research. I did pistol bullet. I think I pulled 5.56 in, but it doesn't matter because I can't get my hands on a SAR. I've tried and tried. Can't get my fucking hands on a SAR. The vendors are how you get guns, and it's like pretty annoying to get scrap. But I mean, I don't have mining helmet. That's something that I really could use. Could go find a gas station and research mining helmet. That would be a worthwhile goal, I suppose. I don't want to bring this, though. I'll bring the bunny suit. I don't need a crossbow. I will take arrows. Nails. I will eat to full. And, yeah, and we'll take an axe for a tool. Run fairly light. Yeah. That should hopefully be enough, like 4 of them. Pretty good chance I'll get out of the sickness that way. Alright. Ooh, sunset. Beautiful. They don't know I'm here. It's cute. Alright, well, as long as you don't log me out. Okay, we're on our way. Oh no, I need to check my box. I was hoping more sales might come in. Oops. Delivery box. I got 9,000. 14,700. I could buy the fancy chest now, and it would be good. It would be very good. So, and I'll sell this. Or no, I'll keep this, I guess. I guess I'll keep this chest, yeah. So, but... God damn it. Get out of the box. God damn it. Get out of the box. Topless. Oh. See all this. Why won't you type? Why won't you type? Because you know I'll lose the teleport if you don't stop me. That's why you wouldn't let me type. Come on, man. Come on, man. God damn it. You fucked me on that. You fucked me on that. You're like, no, you can't type because it's laggy. Yeah. And I'm like, come on, man. You kind of Nazi'd me on that. Fucking asshole. Armor, body. Bone harness. 9,000. Yes. Okay, new body, bone harness. Good, we're on our way out. I need battle gloves next, but I mean, yeah, this first. And the old chest goes in the box. The old chest goes in the box. The old chest goes in the box. The old chest goes. The old chest goes. The old chest goes in the box. Fisherman's boots. No, why does it sound like I'm under combat? Nope, nope. Get away from it. Scare me, scare me. Get away, get away. Okay. Fisherman's. I got 4 copper rings. I don't know why I have that. I didn't bring lightning crystals with me, did I? No. Good. This lizard jerkin, the tunica, the gloves. That one's full. Can I? Oh, I don't have another one. Fuck, I don't have another one, really. Fucking lame. Well, for now, I'm good. And, okay, now at 25, I'm gonna go to my old spot now. Rogano. That's it. But can I get home? Your Nation Home has no control of that area yet. But can I get home? You know? It's alright. I can get home, fairly sure. Oh, I should have done, however. I should have gone to do... Oh, I'm fucking up here. No, I have to do my challenge first. That's annoying. So, teleport with Gil. I lost 1,000 on this. Son of a bitch. Maybe I'll just level... I don't know. I'm not losing 1,000 like that. That's too expensive. EP. EP. It's the exact same stuff. Decent. But, I mean, like, I'm looking at the... but, I mean, that's good because it's lots of charmable stuff. Lots of charmable good stuff, yep. So, but what we're looking at here is buggerts. And, boogies. And, yeah. I don't know what they're gonna check, but I'm guessing tough. And that'll be fun, because these things are not so easy to kill. Tough, yep, 27. 2 levels higher. This thing's... a good, I mean, it's a good charm for it, yeah. But I definitely probably have to feed a mob. Get the right macros going and stuff here. Nope, we want pet food alpha. All the rest of it is good. What are we doing? We are changing macros, edit macro, BST. Fuck! I have to go back. I'm just gonna do the challenge. I forgot Signet. Son of a bitch. All the stupid shit you have to do between you and the gameplay. It's like getting to a street fight. Fucking. Did you get your Signet? Did you get your food? Did you teleport to the right place? Did you do your challenge first? Did you get your new chess piece, etc.? It's getting to a street fight. It's pretty much getting to a street fight. It's so annoying. Did you strap up? Did you get the right gun? Did you know, it's like, man, just like, can't we do the game? Go back, waste my time, waste my money. I mean, man, I'm low too. That's not too good. Well, whatever. I mean, yeah, I can't level here. It's too expensive. It's too expensive to be here. I'll just finish out like the other zone that I've been in. 1,000 gil. Damn it, it was expensive. I shouldn't have come there. I guess I have to look at the best stock-owned places each week and make sure that that's where I level, I guess. Because otherwise it's too expensive to travel. No, fuck me. I have to go get an orb, which means going back to Juno. Take me to Kolshushu. Oh no. I mean, I don't need to go to Kolshushu. It's not going to help me. I have to go switch jobs. Oh my god, this is where this game starts getting not so fun. We just run around all the time, just get stupid basic shit done. So annoying. Well, at least I have other games to do in the meantime. It got to be dark. I mean, I guess I'm done with this session, I'm fairly sure. So, yeah, I got my kits and everything. Yeah, it's good. So, out we go. Okay, and then on BNet, I'm sorry, no, or not BNet, but on Steam, we will run New World. New World, New World. Man, the profession grind is real. It goes on forever, ever. Sea creature bones. Okay. Let's kill a lot of mobs right here. Yep, I know you're loading New World. I just... Okay. So, now... Oh, yeah, I gotta go get Subnet. I guess that isn't that bad. No, it's not that I need Signet. I need to get home. I need to get home. And go buy an orb. And then go to Sandy and run all the way to damn Wings of Fury. And do Wings of Fury. And then come back. And go to Kolshushu. And continue to kill leeches, I guess, on the beaches. For real this time. Like sit down there permanently. For like all day. Rust session was good, no problems, no ganks or anything stupid out of nowhere that like yesterday. And let's just look at, you know, I was watching a video last night that I didn't finish. What was that? Oh, I'm on a ladder, am I? Yeah. Very good. And so we are coming home to my... Oh, no, I'm going to History's. Yep, there, I want to hear this one.
So this is just going to be a two-parter. But yeah, seriously, where do I even start? Okay, I'll start.
Thank you, Jack Rysider, for this excellent. They hired him to snoop a target, but something felt very wrong. Darknet Diaries, episode 99, The Spy. Thank you for the excellent content for my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel.
Part, which is not the beginning of the story. Alright, so one day on Twitter, I got this message from a guy named Igor. He said, I listened to your episodes. Very good pods. Then he says, if I can ever help with anything, let me know. And I said, okay, thanks. Well, what are you good at? And he says, he does surveillance in New York City. And while I don't need anyone to do surveillance for me in New York City, I was really immediately curious to hear more. So I called him up.
Hello?
Hey. This is Jack.
How are you?
Igor?
Yeah, this is Igor. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
It's a
Um,
boomer.
what are you doing now?
Right now, I'm sitting in my car in Queens, in New York. I'm on the surveillance, just waiting.
What are you surveilling?
Oh, this is a an insurance defense job. So we're waiting for a guy who has claimed an injury, and he's receiving some benefits from the insurance carrier, and they want to see how he's actually physically doing. If it's true with what he's claiming, and their goal is to see exactly what's the real situation, and then if it doesn't match, they have a reason to offer him less money or jam him in a corner and tell him they're not going to give him anything, or decline his claim, etc.
And how can you do that and talk on the phone at the same time?
Right now, the person I'm watching, he's inside his house, so I'm waiting for him to leave until he comes out of his house, gets in his car, starts the car. I know him already, so he warms up the car, so I'll have about 5-6 minutes to react. So I'll be able to say, Jack, I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes. But I'm also working with another guy, so we have two sets of eyes on the house and the car.
That's how I met Igor. Igor is a Ukrainian immigrant, and he's a private eye in New York City, sitting in cars, watching people and buildings. That's what he does all day, and sometimes all night. He sees a lot. So naturally, I was curious and fascinated. I asked if he has any interesting stories from doing this kind of stuff. And oh boy, does he ever.
So I was working with a friend of mine, a guy I knew for many years as a subcontractor, and we were working for Black Cube, which is an Israeli intelligence company.
Wait, what? Black Cube? The Israeli intelligence company? I'm not familiar with them. So let's take a quick detour and listen to some news clips to hear who Black Cube is.
Behind a heavy locked door, a high-tech environment, and also the salary and benefits of the group of brilliant people who sit there. Some of them are graduates of the Mossad and other classified units, but the product which they are producing can be dark and much more dangerous than what they imagine. They are called Black Cube, and their official goal is to provide business intelligence.
That was a clip from the Israeli TV show Ufta, and the reporter is Ilana Dayan. In that episode, she revealed that Black Cube was hired by people to carry out different spying campaigns. Like sometimes billionaires hire Black Cube to spy on political opponents. Sometimes foreign countries will hire Black Cube to spy on their adversaries. But in this case, Black Cube was contacting Igor's boss to do some spying for them. This is likely because Black Cube probably doesn't have permission to do surveillance in New York. So they contracted the work to two New York surveillance guys, Igor and his boss. And see, Igor did not know he was working for Black Cube at this point. He was just working for a guy named Roman Hagen. And it was this Hagen guy who was being contracted by Black Cube.
And we were doing different types of jobs for them, all involving some form of surveillance. And at some point, they assigned us to follow Ronan Farrow and Jody Cantor.
Whoa, wait a minute. These are some names I recognize. Ronan Farrow is a journalist for The New Yorker, and Jody Cantor is a journalist for The New York Times. Ronan Farrow's parents are Mia Farrow and Woody Allen. At first, Igor didn't know where these people would be in the city, so he just went to their home and parked outside and watched their movement from the street.
And my boss, Roman Hagen, sent me the pictures with the pin drops.
Pin drops are locations on a map where these two people are.
I was sitting on Jody Cantor's house, and while I was at Jody Cantor's house, Hagen messaged me and says, "Hey, the client has new information. You need to go to the city. We're gonna try to get Ronan Farrow's location. So let's meet in the city. I'm at a dentist. Once we get his location, we'll go from there." And I said, "Okay, cool. I'll head to the city. We made a little plan. Like I'll head to Ronan Farrow's house, and Hagen would come to the city, and he would go to the area closer to downtown. So we would kind of, whenever we got the location, we would not be too far away from any potential spot where Farrow may be."
They were expecting more pin drops from Black Cube to know the exact location of where Ronan Farrow was.
Black Cube is a private intelligence company, so they operate in a compartmentalized kind of basis. Haken wouldn't tell me exactly where they're coming from, but he explained the method to me. And the method was that a text message with some sort of an annoying spam would be sent to Ronan Farrow. Farrow would be offered two options. Yes, to receive more spam, no, to stop receiving spam. He replies, yes or no, the geolocation gets received with the reply. So it's not a constant tracking, but whenever a target replies, the geolocation comes with the reply. And they were able to do it a couple of times.
They drive into downtown New York City to look for Ronan Farrow, but they never actually find him. But Igor is a curious person and started trying to figure out why someone might be paying him to spy on Ronan Farrow. So he starts reading all these articles that Farrow is putting out. One of the articles he publishes says Ronan thinks he's being watched by Black Cube. This is when Igor connected the dots.
And I went to my boss, my friend, my boss, Roman Haken, and I confronted Haken, and he confirmed that we're working for Black Cube, and in fact that we are working on the Harvey Weinstein story.
Ronan Farrow was doing a story on Harvey Weinstein, who was accused of sexually harassing women in the Hollywood movie industry. Well, his investigation uncovered that Harvey Weinstein had hired Black Cube to spy on his victims that he sexually assaulted, to try to find information on them and discredit them. Somehow, Weinstein discovered that Ronan Farrow was working on this story and hired Black Cube to also spy on Farrow to try to discredit him too. Igor realized that he was wrapped up in all this, and that, yeah, he was actually working for Harvey Weinstein.
Oh my God.
It's easy being sent to do surveillance on journalists because, these are publications that I respect, the New Yorker and the New York Times. I've been reading the New York Times since I was in high school. It was a very important thing in my life. Like, I enjoyed it. I thought it's very, it's a very good, informative paper. I always thought it's a cool motto, all the news that's fit to print. So I felt uneasy, and then in my mind I was thinking, I have to follow through with this, but I think what we're doing could potentially be, a negative thing, because I was told that our job was to ascertain their sources. And I knew that if we're looking for sources of two different journalists and two different publications, either, it could be used to scoop them, but it could also be probably used to basically kill the story or to damage them in some way. And I already knew that we're working for a company that's a little bit iffy, kind of was on guard, but I went through with it anyways. And I said, okay, whatever, I'll continue, no problem. We continued working together. We were doing other jobs for Black Cube. And I tried to contact law enforcement with very little success. I tried to get advice from friends who knew people in law enforcement, and nothing panned out of it. So at some point I felt that there was no outlet for me to go to kind of expose this problem of a private intelligence company following journalists for a rapist to be able to kill their story. And I decided to call Ronan Farrow. So I contacted Farrow and we met up, and I said, hey, I've been following Jody Cantor. I was assigned to follow you.
Wow. To be assigned to spy on Ronan Farrow, but then completely flip and actually call Ronan to tell him that you're spying on him, that must have been some meeting. And as the two talked, Ronan did confirm he was receiving a lot of spam text, and Igor explained that's how they knew where he was.
So Ronan Farrow, I thought I was going to talk to him and say, hey, we followed you. Your hunch is right. Be careful. Black Cubes seem like bad people. Nice to meet you. Good luck. Maybe next time if I ever see you, sign the book that you wrote. I bought this book. And he says, I'm writing a book about this Weinstein thing. You want to stay in touch and kind of help me? I said, okay, I'll help you. I said, you seem like a nice guy. You convinced me a little bit, and I thought it's a very noble cause.
So this is how Igor sort of switched sides. One day doing dirty work for Harvey Weinstein, and the next helping journalists like Ronan Farrow out.
After this, after meeting with Farrow, I'm talking to him periodically, and I'm sharing information of what work I'm doing with Haken for Black Cube. And I mean, I'm sharing with him almost like immediately. Whenever I have something to share with Pharaoh, he tries to figure out if this is relevant to him or if it's something he's working on or whatever. One day in January, I get, on with Haken, and Haken tells me that he has to cover a job for Black Cube, but he can't make it because he has plans with his daughter. And I said, hey, I'm free. I could, it's an evening job or whatever. It's a late afternoon job. I said, if you want, I'll fill in for you. He says, no, it's a very important job. I have to be there myself. I said, well, why don't you tell the client you'll go there with me, and when you have to leave, you go hang out with your daughter. And I'll go and I'll stay in your place. And we agree on this plan. We head into the city, to the Peninsula Hotel, and Haken tells me the agent will be there. You already know him. He's the guy that you saw last summer that wears a goatee and glasses. That's basically kind of how he described him. Because they didn't use names. They never told me any names. They were very secretive about that. And I said, okay, I know that guy. I've seen him multiple times. I said, here, Roman, I recognize who you're talking about. Then he showed me a picture of John Scott Railton. He said, this is the target. So this is who's going to be at the meeting who Black Cube is starting.
Oh, John Scott Railton, JSR, is the target? That name is very familiar. Actually, in Darknet Diaries episode 79, called Dark Basin, I interviewed John Scott Railton to hear about how a private intelligence company tried to hack and steal information from certain targets. John works for Citizen Lab and does investigative work to try to uncover hacking campaigns.
Damn it.
And of course, when he publishes this work, those companies he exposes probably get pretty mad for having their cover blown. JSR and Citizen Lab does amazing investigative work. But still, I'm surprised that he's being targeted by Black Cube? Oh man, this is just getting deeper. Well, we've got to call JSR now to find out what happens.
What happened is, one of my colleagues was usually approached by somebody who claimed to be interested in financial solutions and banking for refugees, which is a really important problem. That if you're a refugee and you flee a conflict, you probably don't flee with access to your bank account. And so this is a huge problem that refugees face, and my colleague was extremely sympathetic to this issue. So he agrees to a meeting, meets this guy, and what the guy really wants to do is not talk about refugees and banking, but to quiz my colleague on his background, his family history, and then ask a lot of questions about the Citizen Lab. And my colleague, Bahar Abdullah, is a very thoughtful, smart guy. So cool. And then as soon as he left the meeting, he called me up and said, look, something really strange is going on here. I think I was the target of some kind of an operation. So immediately after this happened, at the lab, we began trying to figure out, well, who did Bahar meet with? Who was this guy? And it didn't take long for us to determine the digital identity that the guy had created was almost paper thin. There was like an accommodation address somewhere in Spain, some company, Flame Tech, but it all looked
Finally.
fake. And this gave us the impression that we were looking at some kind of an operative, some kind of an agent. We began to ask ourselves, like, well, so who would do this? And going through the questions that he asked about Bahar, it seemed like the main objective was learning about Citizen Lab's work, and then potentially finding something that could be used against the lab, maybe to discredit our work. As we were sort of moving along with our investigation, we got in touch with a reporter and said, well, this is a really interesting story. Researchers working on NSO targeted by this kind of like weird attempt, mystery man. And that story was just about ready for publication with Raphael Satter, then of the Associated Press, when I got a message claiming to be from a guy named Michel Lambert. And Michel pronounced himself extremely interested in the work that I had been doing almost a decade before, using kites to fly robotic cameras over West Africa.
See, on JSR's blog, he has this research that he did about using kites to conduct aerial photography. And this guy, Michel, was acting very fascinated with all the aspects of aerial photography using kites. seemingly wanting to do this method himself to conduct some kind of similar research?
I immediately sensed that something was off because anybody, even people living under a rock, know that drones have happened sort of in the interim, and there's no real reason to deal with the vicissitudes of the wind and some kite and strings and so on. What's that all about? And so I contacted Satter and said, why don't you hold off on this story? Let's see where this goes.
Michelle wanted to talk on the phone, so John gave him his phone number.
Hello? Ah oui, c'est John. Je parle français, mais English as well, comme vous voulez.
And there's this crazy little detail. So like when the Lambert alias first called me on the phone, there was a strange moment. He just immediately started speaking French to me. And the thing is, I speak French, but I don't like advertise it. At that point, it wasn't really something that I felt people sort of knew about me. And I remember this moment, this guy sort of picks up and bonjour, and I'm thinking like, do they have like some dossier on me? They must. Maybe he just does it to everyone. But in any case, he immediately launched into this like French conversation.
And of course, JSR, being JSR, he's trying to record and document everything that this Michel Lambert guy is telling him. So what you're hearing is the actual phone call between them. Because JSR knows something strange is going on here, and having evidence of it might be really helpful at figuring all this out. So the phone call ends with Michel wanting to meet up in New York City in a swank hotel restaurant to talk about how to do aerial photography with kites. And JSR agrees to the meeting.
Au revoir.
This is when Igor gets told about this meeting, and he needs to watch the agent, Michel, and keep an eye on the target, JSR.
So in my mind, I understand the agent is the operative from Black Cube, and the target is somebody that Black Cube is trying to put in a situation where they're trying to embarrass them, or they're trying to get them to say something racist or anti-Semitic or something that's embarrassing on tape. And my job is to take pictures with the back of the head of the agent and the face of the target. In case that they do get the target to say something negative, they could potentially throw the story to the press with a nice picture of the target, just kind of for face value, for having a picture on the, with the story. Then once they split up, once the meeting is over, my job now involves a counter surveillance role. So now I follow the Black Cube agent for a few blocks, and I make sure to check if he's being followed. Because, for instance, if JSR had suspicions of Michelle, and he decided to go to the first meeting without journalists, but he decided to just go there to see what it's about. And he decided to bring a surveillance team to figure out who Michelle really is. My job was to make sure that if somebody's following Michelle...
Gonna go to the bathroom while New World loads and just sit on it for a second.
Hey, there's a guy following you, and at that point, Black Cube would be able to make a decision and would be able to understand that the person that they met with did not have full trust of them,
Oh man, this is about to get crazy. Because this is becoming a game of spy versus spy. Igor will be watching the agent's back, and JSR is all set up to spy on the spy. Stay with us, because after the break, it all goes wrong. Support for this show comes from Drata. Far too often, security teams are tasked with manual evidence collection.
I'm gonna go pee real quick while this
dedicating
loads.
hundreds of hours that could otherwise be automated. And I'd like to think that you'd rather use your time for implementing privacy and security programs. As one of G2's highest rated cloud compliant software, Drata streamlines your SOC 2, ISO 27001, PCI DSS, HIPAA, GDPR, and many other framework compliances, and provides 24-hour continuous control monitoring so you can focus on scaling securely. That's like having your cake and securing it too. Countless security professionals from companies including Notion, Lemonade, and Bamboo HR have shared how crucial it has been to have Drata as a trusted partner in their compliance process. Listeners of Darknet Diaries can get 10% off Drata and waived implementation fees at drata.com/darknetdiaries. That's spelled drata.com/darknetdarkness. A date was set for the meeting between JSR and Michelle. JSR hatches a plan.
And the thinking was pretty simple. This person is obviously coming under a false pretense, and they may be coming with the objective of sort of harming me, harming my colleagues, reputations, but most importantly, probably the objective is to deny justice to the victims of hacking by trying to discredit the research in some way, or otherwise create problems for the lab. So we decided that the best approach would be to play it into a meeting and actually have an in-person sit-down with this character, Michelle Alldayerrydaybaby, but bring some people with us, a reporting team led by Tyler, who were in it at that time, confront Alldayerrydaybaby while we were meeting, and ask him some pointed questions about why he didn't really exist and why his company didn't appear to exist.
So JSR meets up with Raphael Sadek, the reporter from the Associated Press, and prepares for the meeting.
The sort of period before the meeting was pretty intense for us because, of course, you're second-guessing everything. You're wondering, what on the off chance you do if actually this turns out to be a legitimate meeting? Is the person going to guess that we're onto them? Am I going to be able to maintain this deception? I really wanted it to work, and I felt very strongly that to protect my colleagues, it was important that I do this job really well. So, up to up to the early hours in the night beforehand, I was like assembling my own video camera necktie. And the reason was I sort of felt like maybe I should buy like a pen camera or something I can from Spytech. And then I thought, well, if I buy something Spytech, if this guy's any good, he's going to look at it and he's going to be like, well, I know what that is, right? He's pointing at a pen camera. So, and I didn't want a scenario where we were both like pointing our pen cameras at each other or something like that. So I thought, well, I'll have to make my own thing. So I buy a necktie, cannibalize a bunch of the things in the hotel room that I'm staying at. Disassemble like a baby video monitor, a bunch of other things, and create a reasonable approximation of like a covert camera video necktie. So the day of the meeting comes, and of course, things start going wrong. I had this plan to like make a bunch of time available so that I'd get there in due time, but not too early. Wouldn't want to be suspicious. Instead, I shamble out and discover that it is pouring rain. And as anybody who's been in New York will tell you, getting a taxi in pouring rain ain't easy. Finally, find myself a ride and get in. And I'm already wearing my like video necktie, and I'm just, super jazzed up, but also quite concerned.
May a
And I
loon walk
begin
with
to
you,
become
adventurer.
concerned
The Temple
that
of
I'm
the
gonna be
Moon has
late,
come to help the
and they're
troubled
gonna smell
citizens of
rat
Oberdeen.
and call it off.
I hope the Murloc did not give you
And
much trouble in collecting this for
getting
us.
there, getting closer,
I will be sure to
and a
get this
couple
on the
blocks
next
away,
hippogriff
there's just
for
like a
Darnassus.
complete
The Temple of the
premium New
Moon
York
has given me
gridlock
some
traffic
funds
jam.
to hand out for assistance.
And
Please have some
I
of our
just
thanks.
well,
Your success here emboldens
hop
me to
out
offer you a chance to
and
aid
just
the Temple of the
run.
Moon further, if you are interested.
with my
That beached
pockets full
creature
of
is not an
recording gear.
isolated incident here in Darkshore. There are more along the coastline and even in the water. I would like for you to investigate another one that we know of. This one was reported to be in the water due west of Oberdeen, close to a sunken vessel. Return to me with anything that you may recover that would aid our research. Also, in your travels you may find other creatures. By all means, if you should discover anything, then please bring it to our attention.
Nice, I got another level. 4 out of 5 dodge chance, 5% dodge chance. Next goes precision. Then dual wield specialization. Then improved sprint. Well, no, probably after precision I'll go improved sinister strike, but that'll be a long time from now. I need those first basic things really bad. Maybe I'll go sinister strike before the hit. Yeah, and then I'll cap out 2 sinister strikes after that. Next 3 levels, yeah, I'll do sinister strike and then I'll go precision because I need the sinister strike. It's too expensive without it. With the dodge chance, I'm scared not to have it, so just gonna admit it. Wait, so you like took me out here for some reason and then like I don't know. I don't know what this was, but okay.
Towards the meeting venue. And I had actually managed to break my necktie camera. I had to change out, I brought a spare, change out my necktie, and make it. And I arrived kind of soaking wet and feeling about as awkward and ill-prepared as, you know, I probably felt when I took the SAT as a kid and, you know, got to. So I make it to this swank restaurant. I show up and I'm just like, I'm evaporated, you know, I'm so soaking and exhausted and just sure that the whole game is up, everything's gonna fall apart. And the, you know, Maitre D comes up to me, he's like, well, you know, can I help you? And I said, yes, and I realized, like, I don't know what to tell this person. So I said, well, I'm here for a meeting with, you know, Mr. Michel Lambert. Ah, of course, the man says, and walks me to the back. And as we reach the back of the restaurant, a man is sitting at a table, like, behind a pillar, not visible from the front. And he stands up and greets me, and then walks me to another table right by the window. And so already it's like, you know, an awkward piece of stage direction footwork. Like, what is this weird table shift that this guy is doing? But he's very cordial, and, you know, we immediately begin on small talk. And I'm sitting there evaporating and hoping I don't mess up.
Okay, so where is Raphael Satter at this point?
Well, so Satter has brought a videographer with him, and then we have a sports photographer stationed outside the hotel to sort of catch them if they walk out, right? So we want close and sort of, you know, some long shot cover. And Satter and his colleague didn't like have a budget for this, and so I think they ordered. This is a fancy restaurant. They ordered like a shrimp cocktail and some waters, and they are sitting at a booth, not super far, as luck would have it, from where we end up sitting.
In the aftermath of the
eating their
battles
shrimp
of
cocktail.
the
And we
Well of
kind of
Eternity, I heard that Amatharan had been destroyed, its people dead, including my love, Anaya. I would never have thought, thousands of years later, that memories of Anaya would still haunt my dreams. Wandering the woods of Darkshore in a stupor, I found myself in the ruins of Amatharan, where I saw the haunted spirit of my beloved. She must be freed, but I lack the heart to do it. Her spirit must be destroyed.
Be careful.
I got my orb. Where am I now? I'm at port. I got the orb right? Yep. We'll go to lower and change. This guy died here? How did you die here, you idiot? You went AFK and answered the phone or something. It's weird. I can see her, but I guess she's not an objective or whatever, yeah. Threshers, huh? Okay. So, but I saw a Thresher corpse that I wanted. See, the graphics could be better, I think. Yeah, the graphics themselves Now that the New World isn't running, what's it called? Yeah, it's good. But I want, not Ray Trace Shadows, but, where's the DLSS? I can't remember. It's like up here. It's like, oops, get up and get air. There, Thresher. They're level 12. Yeah, that's acceptable. Yeah. There's one over there too. Is he closer? Yeah, he's closer. I like water battle. Such an odd quest line. See pixelized invite. Nope. Missed it. Oh, yep. I got a fresher, huh? Oh. Let's run the evasion, yeah. Surprised me, but it was good. Gotta get help back before I go further. The boat ran us over. Okay, now gotta change jobs. I don't like this music, it's too negative. Well, I didn't kill enough threshers, but I'm sure I'll see more. Got one eye so far.
Thought about where these operators would have wanted the meeting to take place, figuring that, well, they're going to be recording for sound and audio, so they're going to have a certain set of desirables, and we kind of guessed where we should put Saturn and his colleague, if at all possible, to record or catch things, and it ended up working quite well. But so I get in and like scrupulously avoid looking at Satyr and his colleague, right? The plan was for them to arrive before.
You've been a
even the slum
tremendous
area.
help here today. We now have a solid chance at unlocking the mystery of why these creatures choose to beach themselves on the coast of Darkshore. The idea that they might be fleeing the area around Teldrassil is disturbing. Should you come across others in your travels, please let me know. Our research here is but in its infancy. On behalf of the Temple of the Moon, please accept this as thanks for the effort you have given. Thank you, adventurer.
A leather intellect belt with more armor. Yeah.
Go in peace. May Elune walk with you, adventurer. The Temple of the Moon has come to help the troubled citizens of Oberdeen. Your body looks worn and your spirit weary. Rest yourself beneath our roof and allow Elune to guide your dreams. Be careful. I am listening. Farewell. Ishnu Allah. Asha Fela.
Expired, huh? Well, I made some silver. 26 silver now. Shame that wasn't so.
I am devising a potion that requires rare mushrooms. Mushrooms that grow only in a certain cave. The cave lies behind Cliffspring Falls, to the east and slightly north along the mountains. I would go there myself, but I was advised by the Grove of the Ancients to stay away from that place. Our venerable allies sense that the cave is the hiding place for a new evil in Darkshore. Please, adventurer, gather the mushrooms for me. And while doing so, scout the cave to confirm the Ancients' fears.
Hostile moonkin roam in ever-increasing numbers to our east. They once were thought to be gentle, almost mystical creatures. While some continue to hold reverence for them, the safety of Oberdeen forces me to keep a more realistic view. I've received reports that moonkin are being drawn to a large red crystal along Darkshore's eastern mountain range. No one has any idea what that crystal is, or even if it really exists. I want you to locate it over there and report back to me what you find.
Our work has only just begun, adventurer. Are you prepared for your next task? As I had feared, the cure does not work. It saddens me greatly to order the death of any of nature's beasts, but the sick and tainted thistle bears must be put down. Return to the forest and destroy 20 rabid thistle bears, adventurer. It will most certainly not put a stop to the plague, but it will slow down the damage the animals are doing to our forest and its inhabitants for a short time. This is terrible news indeed, adventurer. With the fur bogs this close to Oberdeen, we will have to prepare ourselves for the inevitable. Thank you, adventurer. You've already proven adept at scouting our enemy, adventurer. Do you have what it takes to fight them as well? Not all adventurers prefer straightforward combat to the art of stealth and evasion. If you think you're up for the task, then the Furball camp south of Oberdeen is currently the biggest threat to our people. You'll find some of the Blackwood tribe there. Kill 8 Pathfinders and 5 Windtalkers and return to me here. Your scouting of the Furball camp is information that Thunderous Windweaver should be made aware of. He graciously serves as the Elder of Oberdeen, offering sage and just stewardship of the day-to-day affairs of the village. Please, Share with him your findings to date on the Furbolg situation. I believe he has some ideas of his own on the reasons behind their corruption. Perhaps you can work with him to enact a plan to restore the balance of nature here. Well met, adventurer. Your scouting of the Furbolg situation comes at a fortuitous time for us in Aberdeen. For some time we have dealt with not only forest dwellers who are now openly hostile to our presence, but also the outright corruption of the forest itself. Hopefully you might be able to lend Aberdeen aid during these troubling times. The Cliffspring River has begun turning foul and corrupted. It empties into the mist's edge, and I fear the wash will affect Aberdeen soon. I suspect the Blackwood Furbolgs upriver are the cause of the taint, but I also suspect that they aren't the true root of it. Take this sampling tube and go to the mouth of the river to our north. Proceed inland to the first waterfall and draw a sample from the pool there. You'll see a bridge overhead. Once you have a sample, return to me in Aberdeen. The ruins of Bashalaran to the east are overrun with demonic minions. The sprites and satyrs that have taken up residence in the area feed upon the magical energies of the area, their powers growing from continued exposure. Even with that, I have noticed that there is one shrine they will not approach. On the western side of the ruins, atop a small bluff, a strange blue aura permeates. There must be an explanation to the demon's reluctance. I would like you to investigate it. Adventurer, a task I would ask of you. Have you seen the ruins of Ameth Aran? If not, you will find them on the eastern side of the main road, some ways to the south. Once they were the home of many powerful highborn. Now they are a testament to the destruction their dabblings produced. I've been told by the Sentinels that the spirits of the highborn persist, and that they wield their ancient magical implements. Those relics must be appropriated so that we might destroy them.
got there, so he wouldn't necessarily feel a rat, right, and just act normal. And somehow, despite the fact that they were carrying like a camera in a duffel bag, like a big production camera, nobody seems to have noticed them.
As soon as JSR arrives, Michel insists that JSR has a martini with him.
No martini for me. You know what tea would be great? Black tea.
But JSR refuses the drink and asks for tea instead. They sit down near a window where they can both be clearly seen from the street. And together they sit and talk in French. About nothing, really. Just like where they both know French from and what countries they visited. It's meaningless chit-chat, and while JSR's camera necktie was broken, he did manage to still record the audio. They order a fancy meal and eat it together.
Okay, great.
Let me tell you this part in detail. We arrive, I park my car in the garage, Haken parks on the hydrant, and I have to jump in Haken's car to keep the car from getting a ticket. Haken goes inside. When you walk inside to the restaurant, there's 3 sections to the right, and the target and the agents are in the furthest section to the right. To the left, there's a single section which is a bar. And I've been there before because we've covered a few meetings there before, so I know the layout very well.
I tried to be very surveillance unaware, so I tried to really never stare and never look. But I did clock a guy holding up his cell phone in a really awkward way, and was pretty convinced that he was taking my picture. And he was sort of behind Michel and to the side. They try to have a recorder station in such a way that the face of the operative is not included in the video footage, so they don't have to blur it or something, right? They don't have footage with an operative's face in it.
Haken comes back out a few minutes later, maybe 20 minutes later. He shows me the pictures that he had already sent me by text message. I show him the pictures I took outside, and Haken says to me, Igor, the meeting is going very well. This is very unusual, so this is like a very interesting point, and like my ears kind of point up, and I'm like, okay, the meeting is going very well. Igor, I want you to sit at the bar where you're going to have a limited view. You're not going to be able to see the meeting anymore. We don't need to be close to them. We don't need to be in the restaurant. I want you to be in the bar where you're going to have a view of the top of the stairs. When the subjects leave, right, when the target and the agent leave, you are going to follow them. The meeting is going so well, in fact, they might even go to have drinks somewhere else. They might go hang out. The meeting is going great. Very unusual. Usually these meetings, they split up and they don't continue hanging out. Usually they have a set time, and once they're done, they leave and, we do the counter surveillance bit and it's over. I say, Roman, I understand. Totally cool. I'm gonna sit, watch the top of the stairs. When I see the agent and the target leave, if they stay together, I'm gonna follow them until they split up. When they split up, I'm gonna make sure that the agent is not followed, and I'm free to go. Haken says, Igor, it's going so great, I want you to relax. Again, something that usually never happens. Usually it's very tense. We're going over possibilities, we're prepping, we're talking about what could happen, we're discussing who's parked outside. Roman says, don't worry, it's going really well. Relax. Have a drink, have a burger, have whatever you want. Again, something very unusual because Black Cube are very cheap. I mean, these guys are such cheapskates. They sent me to a restaurant to do a job that had a prefix menu. They picked the restaurant, and I chose the cheapest prefix option, and they questioned me on the bill. And I took a picture of the menu because I had a feeling that somebody's gonna ask me, like, why'd you eat so much, But in reality, it's not a lot of food. It's a prefix menu. You don't have any options, right? So it's very unusual for Black Cube to tell Roman, or to Roman to have the liberty to say, hey, go ahead, splurge for a latte today. Relax. But I'm thinking that since things are going very well, and the client, Black Cube, is very particular about you following instructions, like, they would get very angry if I deviated a little bit and I took pictures more liberally, including the face of their agent. They would get really pissed at that. So I go in the bar.
Can you explain what kind of equipment you have with the pictures and the microphones and stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean no microphones because we can't eavesdrop by law. And for pictures, I use my phone. I use an iPhone.
Okay.
And I have a video camera. I use a camcorder. It's like a prosumer Panasonic camcorder. It's about $1,000. So I go in the hotel and Haken has to leave. He takes his car off the fire hydrant and he drives home to do his thing with his daughter. As I walk into the hotel, there's a photo shoot with models and professional photographers, equipment, people bringing coffee and water. I'm talking about like a real photo shoot, right? It's in the lobby of the hotel. Haken just came out of the lobby of the hotel. He didn't say anything to me, and I think to myself, well, it's a professional photo shoot. This is not some kind of a secret photo shoot to catch the agent, right? Because this is a real photo shoot. I talked to the people who are working at the photo shoot, and they tell me that they're working for the hotel magazine. It's an internal magazine for their guests, and they're making this photo shoot for them. I'm content because they're working with the hotel management. I do a little bit of amateur photography, so I know that the equipment they're using it's they're using lenses that are not like telephoto lenses. They're basically using lenses that are for for their portrait lenses, and they have a couple of wide-angle lenses. I see that they're using nice Canon cameras. Sounds good to me. It's a pro photo shoot. Nothing to do with me. I'm going upstairs to the bar. I get into the bar. I watch the stairs. I order some stuff, and I'm watching the stairs. An hour passes by or so.
Now, Igor can't see JSR or Michelle from the bar. He's just around the corner. But he knows this place well and knows that there's only one way in and out, so he's watching the exit. He sees the people from the photo shoot downstairs come up and have a drink. And he sits there stationed with his eyes on the doorway.
And within a couple of minutes of the conversation starting, he was using like this weird offensive term to refer to the way that Africans speak French and trying to get me to like laugh along. And it was the strangest conversational gambit. And I began to feel at this point that this guy maybe wasn't sure how long he'd have me at that table for, or how long the session would work. And so he wanted to get me saying something perhaps racist or offensive right away, something that, could be laughed about. Then the conversation was an hour of sort of like him semi-boasting, semi-chatting, trying to get biographical details on me, talking about all the African leaders he'd met at the time that he'd been in Africa, various other things. But the strangest part of this whole conversation is that the guy had cue cards with him that were like green and yellow and red, like pastel cue cards, big index cards. And as the conversation is going on, the boring questions to me are like green cue cards. And then right around the 1 hour mark, as the conversation starts getting a little bit more interesting, as I recall it, the yellow cards come out. And then he's starting to ask some sort of questions about like Citizen Lab. Up until that point, he's been sort of preserving the ruse that he's just like a rich guy who would really like to hire me to like fly kites in Africa or something. And then he kind of doubles in for the really good questions like, oh, tell me more about Citizen Lab. And at various times tries to prompt me to say things like Citizen Lab's work would be somehow motivated by racism or something. I mean, really wild stuff and like deeply offensive.
Who are you using that racist element? You said that they doing abuse content. Well, that would be very upsetting if it were happening.
And I began to feel that he had this kind of list on his little cards that were like, well, if he can't get some good, juicy information about the lab, maybe he can get me to say something offensive. And it felt like he had this sort of shopping list, going through it all. So our conversation plods on for like, must have been about 90 minutes. And he is, he will sort of come in conversationally on a tangent, try to get me to say something about the lab or NSO, and then back right off if I push back a little bit. And for somebody who, at various points in the conversation pretended to sort of have like no knowledge of technical stuff, he seems like remarkably well informed about like, export controls. The impression of him as a bumbling spy was kind of cemented by the fact that he had this like pen in his hand, big thick pen, and at various points when I'd be talking, he'd be like holding the tip of the pen pointed at me, like the tip of the pen cap pointed at me, and there was like a hole in the middle of the pen cap, and I thought it was undoubtedly a camera. He wanted to get me on video. I think I learned later that it might have been a microphone, but it really felt bumbling. And as this is going on, I am getting messages from from Satter saying like, everything okay? Is it going all right? Yeah, it's going all right. And then I get this kind of alarmed message that's like, hey, our batteries are running low. Can you wrap it up? And so I have to come up with some pretext to wrap this, at this point, ridiculous conversation up. At one point, he invites me to like leave with him to go to a cigar bar. We'll go together. It'll be great. So I find a way to distract him, talking about kites flying in buildings. I kind of point out the window next to us. And I say, hey, look out the window. Like, if I was trying to fly a kite on this building, here's what I'd do.
You'd think, like, how could you even use a kite out in this? And the answer is, it's still possible. If you get on the rooftop.
And he, dutifully looks out the window. And when he looks back at me, Raphael Satter is pulling up a chair.
Hi, my name is Raphael Satter. I'm with the Associated Press. I'd like to speak to you about your company, CPW Consulting.
You don't have to speak with me.
Satter then pressures him, and the guy doesn't really have any good answers about why his company isn't real, why he doesn't appear to be real. And so as Satter is asking who about like who he really is, the guy makes a gambit to kind of leave. And then realizing
what could I
his
possibly
mistake,
owe the
comes
exceedingly
back.
special honor of a person such as yourself as company? Truly it says much of my current companions, with no offense to my hosts, the noble Grells and Satyrs, that your presence could be considered an improvement. But please do not let my uncivil tongue drive you from the place. It has indeed been many years, decades even, since I had civil accompaniment. If I were to relate the story of my life, I have no doubt it would surpass the limits of your patience. Let us say that mine has been a long and painful life, and this spectral form is perhaps the worst torment of all. I am held here by the means of magic. Though my words may seem disingenuous, I assure you I would be grateful beyond words if you would help me find the means of my imprisonment. A seal binds me, and by examining the earpieces of the sprites and grells, I may find a trace of it.
Like tries to pay for his lunch. And as he's trying to pay, Satter and the camera are right there asking questions. So by then, like, the restaurant has basically cleared out. The only people left, at this point, I think, are like probably the people on his team. Is what I'm thinking. The people on his team are people on my team, and maybe a few lunch stragglers. So it's really like a crazy scenario. And the guy is just like trying to avoid the camera, which is really hard to do in a rather, limited space restaurant, while trying to pay. And so is, paperback cocktails. And finally, you can just feel his sort of terror grow. And it's almost like a yakety sax moment as he's being followed around by me, by the cameraman, by Satter, asking him all these questions. He finally spots an open door in the back to a private dining room and goes inside. And there's a, restaurant staffer there. And he tries to pull the door closed behind him, but he's clearly had such an adrenaline dump that he's just like tunnel vision. He doesn't notice that there's a stopper on the door. So he's like trying to pull this door closed, doesn't get it. And asks the restaurant employee for help. These people are bothering me. So the restaurant employee dutifully, pushes out the stopper and closes the door. That's the last we see of this guy.
At some point now, my phone starts ringing, and I see Haken calling, and now, I'm watching the stairs. Nobody has left. but I see at the top of the stairs a guy with bushy hair and a guy with a camera, with like a video camera that they use for, you know, for news broadcasting or something, for like live news. And I think that's a little weird, but considering there's a photo shoot going on here, maybe these guys just are working with the photo shoot, you know? And I pick up the phone, I'm looking at those guys, and I'm thinking, those guys probably doesn't mean anything. And Roman Haken is screaming into the phone, Igor, what's going on? Who are those people with the cameras? And I go, Haken, what are you worried about? They're doing a photo shoot for the hotel magazine. I talked to them. He goes, are you sure? I go, yeah, I'm looking at them right now. There's a dozen people, there's 2 guys with cameras, they got lights set up. It's a professional photo shoot. He's waiting, he's kind of silent, and he's like, no, who are the people with the cameras? Who's the journalist? And now it clicks in my mind, and I'm staring at Raphael Satter and the AP videographer. But I don't know them, right? I don't know their names. I've never seen them before, but I'm staring at them, and I'm like, Roman, there is a guy here with a big video camera and another guy with bushy hair. And he's like, okay, the agent is in trouble. He's hiding in the back somewhere. We need to help get him out of there. Figure out what's going on. Take pictures of everybody. This is a problem. Where did they come from? I said, Roman, I don't know. I'm going to go figure out. But they must have been here when you arrived, because they never came in and they never came out. This is the first time I'm seeing them. If they're coming from inside the restaurant, clearly they've been there longer than me, and they've been there when you came in, right? Okay, figure it out, and I'm running around now trying to figure things out. He's still yelling into my ear. I'm pulling him back, and I'm taking videos with my phone. I have an app, well, this is kind of neat. I have an app on my phone that you can double tap the screen and it turns the screen off. So it's a rolling video, but the screen is blank. It's just a black screen as if the phone's off. That's the cool feature about it. So I'm taking video of what's going on, taking identifiable video of people, of Raphael Satter, of the videographer from Associated Press, of John Scott Railton, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, kind of listening with you know, for all the commotion. Roman tells me, you know, we have to help get Michelle out of there, but he's not calling him Michelle. He's saying we have to help get the agent out of them. The agent is somewhere, he's hiding. You need to help him get out. I said, okay, tell me what to do. I mean, how do I help him get out? What does he need? He goes, I'll call him back. You get the video, figure out what's going on. In the meantime, get pictures of everybody so we could figure out who's who later. So I'm doing that. Periodically, Haken is calling me, yelling into the phone frantically. And I'm waiting outside. Raphael Satter, John Scott Railton, and the 2 AP people, the photographer and the videographer, gather outside. I get some pictures of them. And they split up and they leave. And I take notice that JSR is wearing a very professional outfit. And he's a very smart-looking guy. And, you know, I watch people all the time. So I'm thinking, this guy is very smart. I hope I get to meet him one day, because it looks like he organized all this. He clearly looks like the smartest guy in the room, and he knows what's going on. So in my mind, I put like a check mark. JSR, smart guy, smart dress, interested. And I look at Raphael Satter, and I say, Raphael Satter, he's not prepared for the weather. We're in New York, it's cold, it's wet outside. He's wearing Asics running shoes. So he must be the guy who is here doing something else. I don't know what his role is, but we'll put a check mark that he's not prepared to be outside for a while. And then the videographer and the photographer from the Associated Press are dressed like they're ready to hike up Mount Everest. They got hiking boots, they got cold weather gear, they got good jackets, they're ready to spend a lot of time outside. So I say, okay, these guys are the professional photographers that were told to be prepared to wait. And they were ready to wait outside in the cold. I report back to Haken. He says, okay, good, you got their pictures, I got their pictures, great. Send them to me later. You need to go to the Marriott Hotel around the corner, get your car, pick up the agent. I say, okay, he was able to get out? He says, yeah. He found the back exit somewhere, because I'm standing in the front lobby. And I'm watching the front. So he found another way to get out of the building. He got out. and he made his own way to the Marriott Hotel around the corner. I go get my car, and I have my car tinted out, so you can't really see inside. Even the windshield is tinted, so you can't make faces out when you're standing next to my car. I drive to the Marriott Hotel. I tell Hank and
Indeed.
the
The
agent
Grells
comes
of
out, gets in the back of my
do
car,
not possess that which I am
and
searching.
Haken tells me on the phone,
However, they have come into
whatever
contact
he
with
needs,
it recently.
offer him whatever he
Recently,
needs. You're to do whatever he
I would
says.
reckon
And in my
that
mind,
by
I'm
your
thinking,
time,
yeah,
not
whatever he
mine.
says. But I'm
Recent
not putting
for
no
me
fucking
stretches
bodies
into
in
the
car.
veil of the past,
You know?
almost
But
another
whatever
age.
he says, it's a very wide
If the
field.
Grells have come into
But
close
meanwhile, I'm agreeing
contact with the
with Haken. I
seal
said,
that
yeah, of
binds
course,
my
Roman.
eternal prison,
Anything he needs.
I suspect I know the cause. No doubt the seal has come into the possession of the satyr that lead them. I feel strongly that this must be true, adventurer. One of the satyr must surely possess it. If you can obtain it, you would bring me so close to passing the bars of my prison that tears would come to my eyes.
You've been examined.
And the guy gets in the car. He's a very pleasant old man. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like a grandpa character from a movie of some sort. And he's talking either in Hebrew or in French. He's not speaking English. And he's talking to someone, and, you know, I shake his hand. He gets in the back. He doesn't introduce himself. I say, my name is Igor. And he tells me, go to this hotel. And I drive to this hotel, and I drive around to make sure that I'm not being followed. So
Are you good at that? Are you good at
it is hard for me to even believe that what I hold
well, yeah,
now
I mean,
is that which
I
has
follow
held me for
people
so
all the
long.
time, so it's easy for me
Let
to
us waste
figure
no
out how
time,
to check if
adventurer.
I'm being
When the
followed,
seal
right?
is
And I guess
destroyed, I
sometimes we
might
get
walk the
paranoid, so
forest
we
to
just
the
check.
earth freely
Can you
again.
explain how to
It was the
check
craft
if you've
of
been
one of the
followed,
most
you've been
powerful
followed,
of the
like, kind of
highborn
your
that created the
methods?
seal that formed my prison.
So I'll tell you about like
In
that specific
Amitharan,
scenario.
the
We were in
ruins to the
Midtown
south that are
Manhattan, where the
trimmed with
traffic
ease persists
in the
even
evening
today
is
in
pretty
ancient
heavy.
flame,
There's a lot
blue
of
in
traffic
color.
lights,
In
and there's
this
a lot of
flame,
movement.
this seal could be
So
destroyed.
it's not easy to
Be
drive
wary
like in
of the
a like.
ruins,
Ideally,
adventurer.
if you're driving on the highway, right? If you slow down or you speed up, the person who's following you has to match what you're doing. So that's how you could force somebody to show themselves that they would be distinct from the rest of the traffic. You could get off the highway and see who gets off the highway with you. You could go to a McDonald's drive-thru, come out. You could go to a bank drive-thru, come out, and you're seeing who is constantly showing up in the same cars, who's making the same turns. You get back on the highway, who's back on the highway who was there a half hour ago. In Midtown, you can't do that because there's so many cars. You can't possibly remember all the cars. So in Midtown, the goal is to drive down quiet streets, forcing somebody to stay behind, and then have to chase you down when you get to the next corner, or go into in Midtown. There's a lot of garages that you enter, let's say at 51st Street, but you exit on 52nd Street, and they're one-way streets, so they're going in opposite directions. The avenues are going in opposite directions also. So if I go into a garage, let's say on 51st, exit on 52nd, and they come out to the avenue, and so I'm changing my direction of travel, and I'm forcing someone to go through a garage. Because there's no way that they could circle that block and get to the corner where I'll come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do a couple of those things, and, you know, rush hour traffic is dying down now, and everything is cool. I'm content. There's no cars following us. He's the professional. He's just talking constantly into his phone. And I drive to his hotel, also in Midtown. He gives me a claim check to give to the guy in the lobby.
Your body looks worn and your spirit weary. Rest yourself beneath our roof and allow Elune to guide your dreams.
Shit, I'm gonna have this guy's luggage in my hand. What are the chances that this professional spy is gonna have his name tag on his luggage in case it gets lost? If he has it, I gotta get a picture because I'll have his name. And the second thing that I'm thinking, it's PM, right? It's in the evening, and his luggage is in the hotel lobby in storage. That means that he stayed at this hotel, but he checked out the same morning. So he had plans to leave the hotel and probably leave New York tonight.
I love the way a private investigator thinks. When you think about that, I don't think about it like that, but I love hearing the way you think it through.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, for me, it's like, I guess we're overthinking everything. It's just helpful at work. So, whatever, I give the guy $5 because I want the guy to get the luggage and not make me wait. I have Michelle in my car. It's parked illegally. It's tinted out. Nobody could see him, and I explained that to him before I leave. I say, look, the car has tinted windows. No one can see your face. Stay in the car. No one will see you. And we were not followed. I get the luggage in the lobby. I look at this guy. This fucker has a name tag on the luggage, and I'm thinking, are you seriously? Are you a spy? And I look, it has his name tag and his address on the luggage.
And his luggage did not say Michel Lombert. It had a completely different name.
I think, all right, I'm gonna snap a picture of this, but I'm not gonna do it in the lobby because I don't know where Michelle is. Because now I left him on control. He's in my car, but I don't know if he came out, if he's looking over my shoulder. I'm gonna put the luggage in the trunk. When I put the luggage in the trunk, Michelle's